Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, coming to you live from Mexico. I left Canada for a short span of time, guys. Now, Mark Carney, Donald Trump, Pierre Poilievre, Danielle Smith. Let's talk about the latest political events and news happening in between Canada, US, and well, even Mexico a little bit. Trump has committed something unspeakable. He actually implemented the 25% tariff on auto manufacturing. And guess what? Canada has the biggest auto manufacturing industry, which means that, thousands of people in Ontario, maybe tens of thousands, will be out of jobs very easily as soon as those tariffs are implemented, guys. And it's pretty bad. Now, that's something that Doug Ford was terrified of, Ontario's premier, and a lot of people. Well, I would say, guys, if you are not in Canada and you would, and if you are in Canada, you probably know what I'm saying right now. If you are in Canada and you lose a job, it takes you a very long time to find that right job for you. So it's not a matter of days or weeks. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it can take up to a year to find a decent job. And finding a job in Canada is a job in itself. So you have to be sending out resumes, going to volunteering, networking events, and most of them don't work anyways. And question yourself, is it something wrong with you or with the world until you actually get that interview? Now, yeah, I know some people who did find a job in days and in weeks. You get a couple of lucky ones, but in general, in average, to secure a really good job, and that's one of those auto manufacturing jobs, that takes quite a lot of time. Now, we also know when it happens, something like that happens in Canada, Canadian government would introduce like a tariff response benefit, start printing employment insurance benefits, increase the inflation, increase basically the unemployment goes up, employment insurance has to be paid up, the value of Canadian dollar goes down. By the way, in terms of Canadian dollar, guys, I'll tell you in a moment, and I just want to give you a quick explanation on the video. See, I'm walking here in the botanical gardens here in Puerto Vallarta, and it's freaking amazing. That's my kid getting down the staircase. You'll be able to see a couple of peacocks, and they're walking around, and you'll also be able to see a bunch of other things. My wife would be in shot a couple of times, and my other son is running somewhere, and that's like Marcus Aurelius or something sitting right in front of me. That's the only way to deal with Canadian political situation is listening to Marcus Aurelius' meditation on Audible or something like that. But by the way, this video is not sponsored by them or anything, but I'm just saying you need to be a stoic in order to cope with everything that's happening. By the way, check this out. This is the peacock, guys. I actually can put a video of him opening that up, and I'll put it on my Instagram once I get back to Calgary. I am right now, basically, guys, in Mexico, at Puerto Vallarta, and it is a very beautiful place, guys. Honestly, even my wife from India got a little bit offended when I told her that, you know what, I think I like Mexico more than India. She kind of probably I don't know, basically didn't look too happy about me acknowledging that part. But honestly, flying to India takes you like 48 hours. This is an escape to paradise for me, at least. In 4 hours direct flight from Calgary. I mean, what can be better? From the snowy Calgary right now to like the tropical paradise, so to speak. And of course, I'm in Mexico. And also in Mexico, walking down the streets, guys, if you walk around the streets, you'll see people selling T-shirts saying Canada and Mexico is not for sale, saying Trump, keep your hands away from Canada and from Mexico. Actually, people here in Mexico are way more friendlier than I would expect. And also, if you look at this Puerto Vallarta, guys, where I'm right now, basically a huge LGBTQ community. I was a little bit surprised. I've never seen that many gay people in my life anywhere in the world like it is here. They sell even the gay stuff like outfits and stuff like that. And there are many, many men walking around holding hands in the pink underwear, which was a little bit surprising to me because not even in Toronto, nowhere in Canada, where actually the country supports a huge LGBTQ community, has anything as close compared to this. Drag queens and stuff like that, everything is is here. So if you're gay, you definitely should put it on your roadmap, because I was really surprised. It's not like one or two people or couples that you see. It's huge actually. It's pretty interesting. I never even realized that there are so many LGBTQ people even existed after before visiting here. Hey guys. All right. So basically, what I wanted to tell you guys is that Trump is already threatening Canada and Mark Carney. Now we have Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney going on situation there. I know I was supporting Pierre Poilievre because I just really, really got fed up with Justin Trudeau. But now with Mark Carney, things might be even slightly different. That guy actually has a big chance of winning Canadian election, running Canada as a country. And well, I think he's tougher than Justin Trudeau, even though a lot of people would argue saying that he was the guy always behind the Trudeau, he was the guy in the government forever. And recently he had a phone call with Donald Trump where he said that it was very respectful. But we'll see what Trump says. And he also said that basically people asked him if he called him Governor Trudeau or if he called him Governor Mark. And looks like nothing like that was mentioned. But we'll see what Trump posted on his Truth Social platform the other day. But probably by Monday we'll see some interesting insights on all of those conversations. So they're saying that actually Trump wanted a conversation with Mark Carney. Now, Mark Carney, Trump is actually threatening Canada because it looks like Canada is trying to build up its relationships with European Union. And Trump doesn't really like that because he probably didn't expect that his own word, fuck around, find out, is going to work, is an UNO reverse card on his economy as well. Just like he can sanction basically put tariffs on the rest of the world, the rest of the world can collectively put tariffs on the United States, and that's not going to be pretty. By the way, did you know that Canadian government is actually paying for billboards in the United States to sponsor a marketing campaign explaining to Americans how tariffs work? Essentially explaining that tariffs are a tax on American consumers. Talking about taxes and tariffs, I want to say something interesting. Being here in Mexico, local people are saying, oh, you Canadians are coming, you have a lot of money. But honestly, I'm a little bit surprised. The electronics like tablets, iPhones, laptops are so freaking expensive. They are literally almost double the price compared to what you get in Canada. It's just ridiculous, when a country that is less developed, people are making less, and the life is actually way more expensive than in Canada. But people are great. The only thing in Mexico I would say is that I'm starting to learn some Spanish words because a lot of people don't speak English, and I think it's actually quite respectful to start learning their language. But a lot of people do understand a modest level of English, maybe a couple of words. Most people don't, and honestly, still, it doesn't really matter because Spanish language is really beautiful. It looks like people here. Honestly, guys, one more thing I gotta tell you about Mexico. We're looking around what kind of foods that they sell and what kind of foods people eat. I will tell you, it's a perfect country to get diabetes. I've never seen this amount of cakes, sugary donuts, and like tortillas, and like the sweets here is like, guys, you cannot buy, like, it's nothing even close to what you can get in Canadian pastry shops or anything. It's like Canadian pastry shops are nothing compared to Mexican sweets that you can see, and the variety. It's and the beauty of those cakes that they make here will probably make them cost in Canada. If you go to a specific shop, will cost you like $12 or something per piece if you were to buy something even close to what they literally give away almost for free here, guys. But it's definitely worth getting the diabetes here in Mexico. I wouldn't be surprised if their diabetes is actually quite high here in Mexico because it's insane how much sugar people actually consume. And the food is just beautiful, beautiful. Guys, this is... now I started telling you about Mexico, but really off track from Canadian politics for a second. Now, guys, I want to tell you that this is a beautiful place, an amazing escape to forget about all the Canadian troubles. And if you walk around this botanical gardens, you forget, you switch off the news because your internet sometimes doesn't work, and you forget about Canada, and you start to realize that life is freaking beautiful and there is nothing to worry about.
You start to walk around, enjoy, and I highly recommend if you guys are in Canada. It was a spontaneous decision for us to come here to Mexico, literally a 2-day decision where we just ran away from Canada. I didn't even expect to be here, but it was definitely worth it. Uh, 4 hours direct flight from Calgary. What can be better, guys? And it is like walking into Walmart, going to Mexico. By the way, I was in a Walmart in Mexico. There is a Walmart here. It's actually very popular. It's not like a trash shop in Canada where like I mean low priced junk shop in Canada. In Mexico, Walmart sells like everything. It's like Home Depot. It's a Canadian Tire, Home Depot, Walmart, all together combined. It's not just like budget friendly grocery shop. In fact, it's not really budget friendly here, anyways. But it is definitely, guys, beautiful country, an amazing place, and I highly recommend all of you guys visiting here. Really clean. I love how people keep it clean, and I love how people behave in the city as well. Like really, really nice people. Everyone is super polite, cultured, and well mannered. Even though my wife got a side eye from a couple of old ladies for the kids making noise. I guess in Mexican culture, your kids have to behave, otherwise you're going to get a side eye. But that's funny. Thanks, guys, for watching. I want to wish you all the best, and let there be peace in Canada. I hope Trump and Vance, well, he recently went to Greenland, Vance, and they didn't really welcome him there. So they're saying that they want to annex Greenland, and now Putin is speaking up again. He's like offended. Like somebody said in the comments, Putin being offended on Trump is like Stalin being offended on Hitler for attacking Soviet Union. Same kind of guys. They think somebody commented. I found that comment kind of funny, but honestly, we cannot compare Russia and United States. Even though Russia really wants to play a big player, they are. Let's be honest, they are not even close to the United States and in their capability or economical power. Like, they are not rivals, but they want to look like they are rivals. They want to speak like they are rivals. They want to be at the table like rivals. But Russia is basically nothing compared to the United States. Something to compare to other countries, but not so much compared to United States. But they want to be treated as equal. Hopefully, we will not have a World War III, guys, and everything's going to be peaceful, and we will not have war in Canada in this 2025, upcoming 2026. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a good one.